Alright then guys, welcome to the video, welcome back to the channel, and we've got another video of lots of little bits that weren't enough to be their own video. First up, we've got some cool carbon stuff for the S2000, followed by troubleshooting with this thing. This has been an absolute nightmare. And then rounding it out with a walk around of the recent Limitar meet that I did at Podium Place. So without further ado, let's get into doing some carbon fiber with the S2000. And Carbon My Ride are thinking of launching some carbon fiber parts for the S2000, and that's pretty exciting because they've sent me some test pieces to test fit to see how everything fits in the car, which is pretty rad. So I'm going to install these bits really quickly. I've got center console trio set, and I'm going to put those on, see how it looks, and show you guys. So yeah, this is a before, as you can see, pretty stained, doesn't look that nice, and all of this bit is going to get covered in carbon fiber. We've got this piece for the little cubby hole cover thing, we've got this piece for the radio cover, and this piece sits around the entire center console piece. So just super simple. Yeah, just going to stick these in with double-sided tape. So I'm going to start with the door. As you can see, I put double-sided tape on this and pre-peeled it ready to go. The cool thing about these as well is they are full carbon fiber, like there is no fiberglass backing. This is all just raw carbon. So that's this piece installed. You do have to be careful on where you line it up because it either tries to be an issue at the top edge or on the bottom edge, so you really have to make sure you line this up perfectly for it to fit just right. Next up, do this tiny piece. Sweet, so now that piece is in, and now we have the final piece that we all really want to see, and that is this piece going in. So this should look really good. We've got a load of tape to take off of this one. Yeah, you want to make sure that you're taping as close to the edges as you possibly can, but I'm going to line it up using these back pieces as the spot to start with. Yeah, that looks sick. Still press the buttons, can still operate the roof. Handbrake works. Perfect. And there we go guys, this looks so much better. Really just updates the interior of the car and just gives it a bit more of a modern feel to me. So if you're interested in this sort of stuff, leave some comments down below, because at the point of me recording this isn't currently available, but if there's enough interest from you guys, Carbon My Ride will make this stuff available for the market. So let me know down below, and depending on when you're watching this, there might even be a link in the description to pick this up. Shout out to them for sending this out to me. Right, let's move on to the next thing. So guys, if you know, for the longest time I've been chasing handbrake issues with this car, and it is obviously a very common EP3 thing, and it's led me down the path of I've just decided to commit to buying brand new calipers. These are OEM calipers in here, so shout out to Tegaway for sending these out super fast as well. The time has come. In here I've got both sides as well. This is a brand new OEM Nissan Honda caliper. I'm going to throw these on the car, but if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I already have a video installing these, so if you need that info, go check that video out. So I'm going to fast forward a load of time and get to these just being on the car, so let's go. The new calipers are on, and it's a shame they're not black anymore. That didn't last very long, so I'll probably end up getting these painted at some point, or maybe even do a video on it, but we'll see. So now it's time to get the wheels on and see whether the handbrake is now actually going to work. So this is the moment of truth. Here we go. And so the car is back on the ground, and it looks like potentially that the passenger side one has actually made a difference, but the driver's side one is still causing, well, we can spin it with it up in the air. Looks like, as well as these, I'm going to have to order genuine cables as well to try and solve this problem. So the mission continues. This is a fail, well, a semi-fail, because I definitely think that having genuine calipers in the rear that are brand new is going to help me long term. So we'll remember this as the time that they got changed, and that is all it can be for. Anyway, on to the next thing. And the next thing is actually back working on this thing for these handbrake cables. Like I said, with the brakes, I've also got an entire video on installing handbrake cables. If you want to know step by step on how to do this, just buy genuine ones, don't buy the ones that I bought in that video. In here, we have got two genuine Honda handbrake cables, and I'm hoping that these are going to be the solution. Well, it has to be the solution because we've replaced everything else, so it has to be these. And here are the part numbers if you're wanting to pick these up. So this is the right hand side one, and this is the left hand side one. I'm gonna smash through this and I'll get back to you when these are on the car. And so the car is back on the ground, and this is definitely the fix. So if you have to change your handbrake cables, just buy the OEM ones. I know they're so much more expensive, but trust me, you will not have to deal with the headache that I've just had to deal with in switching them over again and all that. I probably didn't need to do these rear calipers, which is kind of annoying, but I guess moving forward it is better. Handbrake cable's done, rear calipers done. Let's move on to the next thing. And so Joel from Ignite Automotive is picking up the Civic, and it's going on the trailer because, as you can see in this video, got a pretty crazy shake going on right now. There's no way I'd want to drive it with how much shake there is on that front wheel. So yeah, this is the only option. Joel's gonna take it back to Ignite and source what the issue actually is with my coilover. We'll find out in the future what is going on and what the solution is gonna be. All right guys, as you can see, the car is back from Ignite, and it actually ended up not being anything major at all. It was that the locking nut on the bottom of the coilover had come loose, and that's what was causing all of that play, which I guess is kind of annoying that I had to trailer it to get it sorted, but that was a super simple fix, which I'm very glad about because I thought I was gonna have to buy some parts for the coilover. So that is all good, no issues here anymore. Right, on to the next thing. And next up, we actually have an issue that I filmed months ago when I did the drag racing with Jack McNeil down at Santapod. So this footage probably doesn't really make sense because my original plan of filming that was to include it in that video, and then I just decided not to. So anyway, let's jump into the issue that I found with that. Realized when I got home that I'd actually lost one of my Skunk 2 low profile washers off the rocker cover. Super sketchy moment, but I pulled onto my drive, obviously it sloshed all the oil to the back, and then I was just getting smoke out of the bonnet. Super sketchy stuff. So luckily the car didn't catch fire. The downside is I've had to buy a complete new set of the washers as the quick fix, because to actually change these back or whatever to go OEM or change them to something else, you'd have to take the rocker cover off, and I'm not about to do that. So I got oil all over the back and it was dripping onto the hot manifold. The other benefit, I suppose benefit to this, is you may have noticed as well on my spark plug cover, I've had 2 silver washers, and that's because I lost one black one 2-3 years ago. This is a very annoying and expensive way of fixing all of those problems, but I just thought I'd let you guys know at least. So yeah, super sketchy moment, but I'm going to sort it out by putting these on and just be way more vigilant about these being tight. I know that these are known for coming loose and everything, but they look so sick in the engine bay, and I didn't want to take my rocker cover off. So let me show you anyway. First up, as I mentioned, look, these 2 are silver, so I'm going to swap those back to the black ones, which is going to look way better. So one of these washers that you see here on the back has completely come off. So this was just spraying oil, or at least it only sprayed oil that I noticed when I pulled onto my drive, and all the oil sloshed back towards this side of the engine. You can see there's oil residue all over here. It covered all of this area here, even went up here. I at least had the rain guard out of the vent, so the smoke came straight out of this vent instead, and I saw it straight away. I realized the first time this went in on my engine, I never actually showed it really, because it was when the timing chain was done at Honda HQ. But this is the kit that you get. It's your choice whether you want to get it up based on my experience or not, but all I need is one of these big washers and one of these. So you can see I've got it all out here. What I am doing, and this is a huge recommendation if you do decide to get this kit, is I'm not using the Skunk 2 O-rings. I'm using these O-rings I had. Luckily I've got a couple of these left. I've actually already put it on here, so I'm going to put this on first, and then we can move on to the little ones, which are these ones here. Now I'm just going to quickly swap over those 2 washers on the top, and then we're done. And there we go, black bits installed here, that washer's in, and I've wiped down as much of the oil off of here and down on parts down here, everything that I possibly could. This is everything I managed to wipe off. So I thought I'd run the car to burn off all the extra oil. So this is basically what I was encountered with when I pulled onto the drive. Well, there's actually more smoke than this, but as you can see, starting to clear out because it's just burning off what was left on the manifold. I've, I guess, fixed it for now. It's your decision whether you want to get these things. They do look sick, but you do run into issues like this if you don't keep checking whether they're tight or not and whether they leak and all that kind of stuff. So it's your choice. So since that clip, like I said, it's been a few months and all of those washers are still tight and everything in here. So that has solved the problem for now, and I do keep checking them pretty regularly, but we're all good. Anyway, on to the Limitar meet. So guys, down at Podium Place today, and I've organised a little meet. The weather has been atrocious, but there has been a decent turnout considering. I'm going to show you all the cars that have shown up for this meet. There's some pretty cool stuff here, and there's obviously stuff that they didn't realise it was my meet, because you can just show up here whenever. Let's have a little walk around. I'll show you inside and everything, so let's go. Okay, so starting at the beginning, as always, here's my car, but my car absolutely soaked because it has just stopped raining. But yeah, quite a few cars have actually shown up despite the weather, which is pretty cool. So we've got Gabe here, we've got Gabe's EP3, which is very cool indeed. Buddy Club rear bumper on this, looks sick. On RPF1s, it's got carbon front wings, we've got a carbon bonnet. Imagine this with my bonnet. How sick would that be? Gabe, you should get one of these. Love the cutout on the front as well. Cool to see the RPF1s next to each other like that as well. The cool thing about here is there's so much random stuff just showing up all the time, and because there's not really time limits, people just come and go. So we've got my mate Tom's Alpha, he cruised down with us. As you can see, the stance of this just looks so cool, especially when it's on the road. Evolution Auto Works, crazy DC5 race car. Look, bumper cut and everything. We've just popped the bonnet, so we'll go check that out in a bit. Look at this Mugen wing on the back as well. Just look at the exhaust out the back of this thing. I've just noticed that it's basically just cut straight out to the side, which is hilarious. I guess because there's no exhaust hangers to hang it onto, or I don't know, that is so crazy. Got this TT here with the wing, some wheels, and we've got Zara, and we've got Mini here as well. Hello. We've then got this AMG, is it A45, A35, I don't know, but on bags, looking very cool. Screen colour's really nice. John Cooper Works Mini here as well, carbon fibre scoop, that's very nice. On some wheels as well, looking cool. We've got this TTS, this blue, also very nice. I think I'm a sucker for blue cars ever since getting the S2000. Got this pre-facelift EP3. This has had the underside done at Motion Motorsport as well. Got this S3 here. Yellow accents all over it. I've got yellow inside as well. Then got this 5-litre Mustang. Black roof looks really good. Black wheels, got Brembo big brakes. This is a manual as well, which is cool because these usually come with a 10-speed automatic. So it's cool that this one's one of the manual ones. Got Mini checking out this Polo. Look at the crazy front mount on this. Absolutely massive. There is literally no dash or anything in here. Look at this, just fully stripped out. Got this sick M3 competition. I actually really like this front grille. I think it's because it doesn't have any mesh in it or anything. I don't know, it just looks way cooler. That just straight through, very nice. Got some carbon accents down here, and then the yellow daytime running lights look amazing on these. Looks so aggressive and mean when you come back. It's just that coming up behind you must be so cool to look at in the rearview mirror. Then we've got Charlie's EP3. I've shown this before plenty of times, all the pink accents all over this thing. Buddy Club P1s, Mugen spoiler, and we've got a Buddy Club rear bumper on this one as well. And then next to that, we've got this incredible Buddy Club, it's actual Buddy Club sponsored car, this one, unbelievable. Again with the P1s, so these guys are a couple. This is so sick, and yeah, pretty rad that they've both got the same wheels on their car. Very cool, but yeah, this one is actually full Buddy Club sponsored build. It's got the wheels, it's got the seats. This bagged S1, very cool though. The colour on this is wild. It's like pinky, like light teal colour on bags, obviously in the Rotiform wheels. Hidden up in the corner up here, we've got this our bath. This has got full cage in the rear. Look at these Lexan windows by the looks of it as well. It's on air ride, look at that in the back. Carbon front wings on this as well. Tarok's 6-pot front caliper. An interesting mix between proper race car and then also stancy kind of air ride. Huge exhaust tips on this as well. Look at these. This crown is sick as well. Again on air ride. There seems to be a lot of bad cars that have shown up today, but this is just so cool. Proper boat, but yeah, very cool. We've got this Mito here as well. This thing has some crazy turbo spool as it arrived earlier, which is pretty cool. You can see the front mount in the front down there. Little wide arches on this as well. I've never really seen one of these modified like this before. And we've got this Julia, is that what they're called? I really like these as well. Oh, it's got carbon, look at that. Carbon rear, duct builder. Whoa, look at these exhausts. That's insane. I've never seen that kind of honeycomb style actually inside the tips before. That looks really cool. But yeah, these things are just like a cool, oh, even this bit's carbon. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by all these carbon bits. Look. All of this in here is carbon, and a carbon diffuser splitter thing as well. Definitely like a cool alternative to like a BMW 3 Series or M3, I guess, or that kind of thing. This sounded really cool when it was showing up as well. And then we've got this IS200, or is it IS300? I'm not sure, but it's the estate version. Looking very cool on these chrome wheels. Always really, really like these. Even the estate ones, actually. Again, another practical kind of car. And then next to that, we've got this Hyundai i30N, by the looks of it. This R8 has shown up, didn't even spot that as coming in either. So yeah, it's cool that so many different things change along here. We've got this M8 parked up here as well. This thing is cool. Check out the engine bay of this DC5. It looks like a K24 in this as well, which is pretty rad. Suspension here. This thing must be an absolute weapon. It's even got a roof scoop on it as well. This has got the Tarok's 6-pot. But literally nothing in here. Flat boot in the back as well. Look at that mounting for this rear suspension, external reservoirs, just super, super cool. Coming inside, we have a few cars and stuff in here. This Valkyrie, I've never actually seen one of these in person, and the spec of this is incredible. So it's this full matte purple with gold accents. You can see the gold badge at the front there. Yeah, gold badge at the front. And if you come around here, you can see gold in there as well. What you can't really tell on camera, you might be able to actually, all of the carbon fiber around the entire car is all this blue tinted carbon. Looks unreal. So it's blue tinted carbon here. It looks like it's all along. Even I can't even really see it in person. I think all of this is blue tint. This is blue tint. Absolutely insane. This purple color is just unbelievable. Apparently the color is called Royal Indigo. Absolutely insane. And look how low it is as well. Then on the other side of that, we've got this 458 Spider that's actually for sale. So this is, if you want to come and pick one of these up, 155 grand. And then behind that, you can see there are a load of these pods, which have all got sim racing stuff in it as well. Yeah, check this out. So they are literally all, the seats move around everything, fully surrounded by the screen. And it's just super realistic sim experience. The other cool thing about here is, as you can see back here, they do a load of coffee roasting here as well. So the coffee at this place is absolutely amazing. Apparently coffee's gross, so I don't know, but yeah, pretty cool that they do their own roasting and all that kind of stuff here too. And if those sim pieces at the back weren't good enough, this whole F1 car, as you can see, is also a sim. Absolutely crazy. And yeah, it's a full F1 car. We've got this, what looks like, I'm not too sure on my Lamborghinis, but it's a Gallardo Superleggera, full carbon wing on that. And there's also this Ferrari 612 Scaglietti, which is very cool as well. I hadn't even noticed, but I've actually put my thing actually on the board, which is pretty cool. Didn't even spot this until just now. And there we go, guys. As you can see, some super cool cars have shown up, and yeah, considering the weather, I'm amazed that this many cars are here. So a huge shout out to everyone that's come down and braved the weather. It kind of got away with it a bit, so very happy about that. But yeah, shout out to everyone that came down. Civic is all working perfectly. Carbon looks great in the S2000, and the meet, considering the weather, was a success. So overall, just a little roundup of all the stuff that's been going on with these cars recently. If you have stayed around this long and you aren't subscribed, please do consider subscribing. Don't forget to comment down below on what you think of the carbon, how much of a mission this thing's been, or what your favorite car was at the meet. Also, don't forget to like this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.